Hello? Oh, we are online. In time. Can you all hear us?
I don't think very many people are able to talk, Heidi. You've muted everybody. Or actually, no, the webinar has muted everybody. It's not your fault.
Yes, but there's a chat.
So, ladies and gentlemen, or anybody, please feel free to say something in the chat. We will start in about a minute and a half, just to give anybody from Italy or South America the time to be fashionably late. I am in Austria, and so is Heidi, and Andre is in the Netherlands. So we are fashionably on time. But in the interest of Nashville, Tennessee. Hi. Wow. Welcome. Quite a long distance. Nice to meet you. Yeah, welcome. And today we will, you can hear. Good. Today we will try to be very concise and clear. Ja, grüß dich. Wir sind in Österreich.
Unsere Nachbarn, hallo. Wir kommen aus Österreich. Also wir sind in Österreich.
Good. So how long do we have? No, another minute and a half, I promised. So I'm going to just rehearse in my head like all the smart things I want to say. No, I'm joking. I never have any smart things to say, but give me 1 second. Somebody's in the lobby. Good. I said a minute and a half. So just maybe quick introductions. Yeah, hello from Belgium. Heidi, maybe you want to go first?
Okay, so welcome everybody. Our third webinar is on today, and I'm a co-founder of ANASAEA. I am coming from design and graphic, and yeah, I'm very happy to welcome you here. Today we are having the topic digital spaces and what you can benefit from this. So I'm very excited.
Good. Andre will introduce himself in a few minutes, and he will also be somehow leading the call because we'd like to make Andre's life difficult. He's 24, motivated, and he's very good at these kind of things. But I will start off. So the world and the internet is going through dimensional. That's something which, to me, like as a co-founder of this company and as spending 20 odd years in corporate IT, I understand. You can see this from whether you look at Meta or if you look at the recent announcement of Apple Vision or Lenovo or even Pico, which is owned by TikTok. The world and the internet is going into 3 dimensions. Why? Simply speaking, because well, your art is 3-dimensional and the world is 3-dimensional. And because of the new ability of having graphics and the ability to interact with people, and even with the things like Zoom that have happened over the last years, that there's a lot more ability for us to be immersed in spaces. Now, Heidi comes from a graphic background design, and honestly, there is thousands of different ways you can create yourself a 2-dimensional websites. But I believe that 3-dimensional capabilities and the ability to interact in 3D is fundamentally changing the way that people can interact not only with art, but with each other. And why, simply speaking, is that people spend a lot more time in immersive spaces. So in ANASAEA, an average person who joins an ANASAEA session spends 5 minutes. However, we offer a number of things, and one of those things is a marketplace. Yes, and our marketplace is growing, and there are thousands of marketplaces in this world. There is Artsy, and there's Singular Art, and there's Saatchi Art, and they're good. I'm not saying they're bad; they've done their job. However, it's not only about having a marketplace; it's about your personal branding. It's about your personal store. It's about your personal space. It's about your history, how you want to show what you've done, and how you want to interact with your customers and your potential customers, and how you want to manage that entire environment. What Andre is showing now is actually a gallery from one of our art ambassadors and also a customer, Annelise Nui. And he will show also a number of different ones along the way to give you an idea of what you can do in an immersive space differently than you can do in a website, how you can set it up to take control of your personal brand and take control of how people interact with you, how you can invite them potentially to speak with you, how you can have maybe opening hours, how you can get information about the people who love your art, or how you can invite them from just liking something on Instagram to hanging out with you in your space. There's honestly a ton of different opportunities and different ways of doing it. And we will not talk on a high level. We will show you ways that we think are good ways of you to do it. Whether you're an artist, because we have many artists, whether you're a gallery or an artist represented by a gallery or a museum, we really have a plethora of different customers and different people that we work with, because in the end, what we're building here is a community. So let us show you a couple of cool examples of ones that we've built recently, and then also show you as a user of things that you can do to build yours properly. This one is actually in Austria, where Heidi and I, well, I'm not Austrian, I'm Polish Canadian, but it doesn't matter. This one is in the 18th district. You can look out the window. That is Vienna. This is a place that people normally have gone to meet for the last, I think, over 100 years. This place exists in real life. This exhibition exists in real life. And right now it's used both physically and digitally. It has opening hours. It has paintings from Klimt to Egon Schiele to Andrew Medzwinski, who is an Austrian artist, is also on our platform actually. So it's a contemporary space, and it really allows people to visit and also talk to each other. There's actually even a kitchen that we had to build because they told us that everything that is important actually happens in the kitchen when they have kitchen parties. So this I'm just showing you as an example of something that is possible and actually not that difficult. There's a question from Diego. Another space that I want to show you, just as an example of what is possible, is something called the Liam Foundation. This is actually Italian CEO, which is based in Switzerland and Dubai, who have a lot of the shared values that we have. And we built them this space simply for them to display their art. They're not into selling art. They're more about displaying and meeting people and having events. Why we're showing you this, it's just to show you kind of different use cases we have from different partners that we have in the art space. Now, right now, I'd like to move on to Andre, because he will show you how you can build that kind of space and what you need to do to think about building that space. And those things are really, actually, in the end, what you're building is building a store. Your store is also kind of your legacy. What we're trying to give you is the ability to have your own place where people can meet. And to do that, you have to sort of care for it. Of course, our marketplace is quite good, and we do all the standard things that everybody does. We do advertising, we're integrated with Google, we're integrated with Meta, we do all kinds of different things. However, if you can build your own space that you can invite people and do the right things inside of it, that will really allow people to understand you as an artist and also the history of what you've built as an artist. Not only the things that you have sold, because you can keep those things, but also the things that you want to sell, or the things you want to keep for yourself and you just want to show. So yes, with that, I'm going to stop talking, and I'm just going to let Andre show you how to build a space and the elements you need to do to build a space, to build a digital presence in a spatial, that's what Apple calls it, or 3D, which is also means spatial. Yes, each space does have its own URL. that you can share across web, that you can share across app, and actually across VR. So we are cross-platform. But Andre, can you please just show it?
Absolutely. So as you know, when you have a store, you will need a couple of things. You will need a profile for once, you will need inventory, and the store itself. Now, step by step, when you are on the first page of ANASAEA, you can click on the top right corner on your profile, and it will bring you to this page. Here, you can customize your profile. You can change the name, your date of birth, website, and a bit of a description about you. As Marek said, I'm not an artist, I'm an art ambassador, and I like technology and art. For me, it's very important to help artists make use of cutting edge technology to promote themselves, to display their artwork, and simply earn more time to create instead of spending a lot of time on many platforms to promote your art with little results. So, with ANASAEA, from the profile page, on the left side, you will have My Artworks. This is the equivalent of your inventory or your store inventory. Here, you will have multiple options, but first, you can add new. When you click Add New, you're allowed to upload new artwork. And there are two ways of doing this. You can either drag and drop something here, and then you're prompted with the title of the artwork, the year of creation, the method. Now, this is very important because when you upload something to ANASAEA, it's not a picture anymore. It becomes a 3D model. So our algorithms are taking the image that you upload, are taking the data that you provide, and are transforming it into a 3D model. And this is important because different artworks will have a different light reflection. So, for example, this one is epoxy, I would say, and abstract, 120 by 100. And here you can also show this to tell the story of the artwork, how long it took for you to make it, or what is the connection between you and this artwork. This space is free to use for you to explain yourself or share more information about the artwork. And there is one more method to upload art. When you're here, you can click on this upload artwork and you will see your computer files. Open, year of creation. I would say this is acrylic, style abstract, not for sale. Upload. In the case when you do not choose the size of an artwork, the algorithm will choose the size of the file itself. It's simply a matter of extra description that you can provide for the users to know what to expect when they buy your artwork.
Of course, anything you put here can be changed. You can keep it for sale or not for sale. You can keep the description. Even if you sell your art piece, that's okay. You are the owner of your copyright. You can keep it for as long as you want. We think it's important to keep your heritage and keep the history of your art. What's important after this is clearly the creation of the gallery, because the gallery is your way to talk about why you created this art, how it connects to other things, or as Heidi likes to say, your portfolio. It allows you to not just go to a website where you click next or whatever it is. And we do have that capability, two-dimensional things, but it allows you to show the story of your artwork. And it also becomes the place where you can meet people, in the sense that, and Andre will show you later, you can actually use that as a Zoom call or a Teams call. You can meet people there, have opening hours, have a vernissage. Andre really likes avatars. I'm
Yes.
less so, but we always joke about that. But you can have vernissage, you can have opening hours, you can have curators coming in, you can have your friends, whatever it is, it becomes your space. But Andre will show you how to create that very quickly now, and then maybe even send the link so you can join it.
So when you want to create an exhibition, you will have two options. You can choose either instant creation, and our software is doing the gallery for you. I would call this webinar test 1, webinar gallery 1, simple test. So it took maybe, it actually took me more to change the title of the exhibition than it took for the exhibition to be created. And now we are in this space with the artworks. You can look around, and here you can also customize things. For example, I would like this one to be a bit larger. Or for the other artwork, for this one, maybe I don't like the frame. Below the artwork, you will have a button, and here you can choose different frames, different colors, different sizes, or you can remove the frame altogether. That's also possible. And once I'm happy with the gallery design, I can click continue, and here, edit photo, take photo.
So that was a question, Andre, about one, bringing your own space or having different spaces. Maybe you can show the opportunity of how many different spaces there are, which are pre-built. And for AVA, yes, you can also bring your own venue. We have to do a little bit of design for it, but it's quite possible.
Right.
Andre.
Now I'm going to show you the manual creation. In the manual creation, you will be able to see all the available templates. So this is the one we used before, but we have many other templates. You can have one for 10 artworks. You can have a more colorful one. For example, this
So
page.
we've built from the smallest size, which is I think 3, to I believe the largest one, which is a museum for DSL, that is 10,000 square meters, or for anybody in America, very big. I can't calculate it to feet right now, but it has the capability for hundreds of artworks and hundreds of people. So that's the options are quite endless, but it's about you and the choices you make.
Exactly.
And
What
for
fits your
Steve,
brand
there's a
better?
question. Yes, you're able to meet in the room, and we'll talk about how you can meet in the room later. Andre will show you, I think, in a few seconds.
Yes. Something I love about technology is that you're not anymore limited by physical limitation or physical costs. Here in the digital space, you can have anything that you can dream of, as creative, as big, as much space as you need to have. And let's say I like this one. It's a bit too big for my current collection, but there's not really a problem. So when you want to upload things in the gallery, you will see these white dots. By clicking on a white spot, you will be able to choose some of your artworks from the inventory. I would like to make this a bit larger. And then I'm placing another one here. And another one here. For the sake of this example, we have enough artworks. I'm pretty sure you as artists, you have much larger collections than I have. So feel free to customize, to make it in such a way that it truly represents your brand, your vision of art, of how would you like to have the store to be yours. And as previously discussed, inside these spaces, we can have avatars. Avatars for me, it's something that I really like because it allows people from anywhere in the world to get together in a space and talk using the microphone.
And then
So,
maybe we can meet in a space, for example, the Lian Foundation.
all right, let's go there. So once you are in a gallery space, from the top left corner, you will have multiple buttons. The first button will make the image full screen. The second one will give you navigation instructions. Yeah, this is for you to discover. The third one makes everything disappear. And the fourth one is the option for avatars. Once you bring your avatar into the space, you're able to see the other people that are there as well. And hello, Heidi. Now,
So
then,
just to be clear, that's Heidi and Andre. They're now working together. They can have a meeting there. You can have, depends on the size of the space. You can have 10 people, 20 people, 100 people. Obviously, you can understand, and they're able to talk. This can be done across the app, so on mobile, on in web, or also in VR. So we support Meta, and very soon we're going to be also supporting Apple. For us, it's not relevant. The goal for the exercise of ANASAEA is art democratization and destroying the idea of the physical space in the terms of the limitations of physical space or geographical limitations. So I don't know, Heidi decided to leave, Andre. She went away.
That's all right.
But you can also, we can talk. So the idea is that once you have your own space, it's easy to share that space. So that space that Andre is in, he can send that right now to the group. He can just copy the, well, he can probably stay in there as an avatar. He can copy the actual gallery and send it right now into the chat, and he'll send it probably right now. And you can meet Heidi there in that chat if you send it into the chat. Huh, it's a double Heidi. Command V.
That was good.
Yeah. So now you're all able to meet. You're able to meet Andre and Heidi in that actual space, and you can go off that screen. So there you go. Heidi was there. Andre will not be there, but if you want, you can always meet her. However, the idea is that it's easy to share and it's easy to meet people there. And any one of you, if you pick an avatar, is able to automatically go there, or any of the galleries that were created. For us, the idea of sharing, whether you share on Facebook, on Instagram, or LinkedIn, or by email, it's fundamentally important because you're trying to, in the end, invite people to look at your story, your gallery, and to differentiate yourself. And this is what 3D immersive spaces can do. Differentiate yourselves from just somebody advertising your art piece, or some collector or some art influencer who is in one space who doesn't necessarily have the chance to meet you. Influencing is one thing, but you can also influence how people perceive you. And these kind of things are fundamentally important to change the dynamic of what I believe in a way is scarcity in art. Scarcity is represented by the fact that many people can't see your art because it's just not available or not well available, and you as an artist can't talk about it. You as a gallerist can't meet people, or you as a museum, if you're example for a museum like the UK museum, the British Museum, 99% of art is in storage. So we're trying to solve the issue a lot like Spotify did, or a lot like Netflix did, that art, music, or film doesn't have to be built in the United States. It can be regional, and that regional thing can be shared globally. And that fundamentally is very important. Sorry, Andre, I interrupted you. You're on mute.
One way that we are using the ANASAEA pop-up store as an example, we have these assisted hours. So any day between 3 and 5 p.m. Central European time, you will find one of our art ambassadors present here. Mostly it's me. And we can have a talk here. I can walk you around. And also here you can click on the artworks. You can zoom, you can tilt, you can pan, you can see the artwork as you would look at it into the physical space. And another cool feature that we mentioned before is this light concept. So you click here and you can add more light to the artwork. And different materials behave differently. You could have acrylic painting and oil painting, and they would behave differently when you add light. Now, conceptually, there are so many more things that can be done in the digital space that cannot be done in the physical space. Just as an example, you can click info and this nice information pops up. This is something that you cannot have in the physical world. And as Marek said, the galleries that you create, they are your store. You can use it as you want. You can invite people here.
To explain a little bit this store, this is an ANASAEA store, but each one of these paintings belongs to an artist within ANASAEA. Now, if somebody clicks on any one of those art pieces, for us, it'll automatically go actually to the artist. So we direct the traffic directly to the artist. Why? Because all the art in ANASAEA is able to be shown also by us as ANASAEA, or maybe even a collector. So what we're trying to do with pop-up stores like this is give the opportunity for your fans or for people that are influencers or people who want to collect you digitally or physically to give you also additional display capabilities, additional ability to show your art. For us, the community element of being able to not only have your own physical space, so your own digital space, which could be physical, but also to have the ability for people to promote you, is fundamental because we believe in that community approach. On Instagram, yes, people can like your art, and here you can like your art as well. But in the future, for us, it's also being able to collect and give additional capability for you to have additional windows, additional spaces for you to be shown. The possibilities of having 3D spaces are limitless if you start thinking about how you can use your community who love you or want to discover you to promote your cause. So there's a lot of different ways that we are thinking about to allow you to honestly use the power of community to grow. I hope that makes sense. We're still figuring out the details, but this is something very important for us.
Something that I was showing before is this ability to build a collection. Now here you can see my collections created by Andre. And the way we envision this, it's similar to Spotify in a way, where you like multiple songs from multiple artists and you can build yourself an album. So curators can like different artworks and make new exhibitions. And now if I create a new exhibition, I'm able to also choose from the collection of artworks that I like. And on top of this, the artist will be displayed now, not in one gallery, but in two galleries, on his profile and on my profile. So this creates extra engagement for artists, for collectors to develop their art collections the way they like to have them. Curated by Andre, and I can see the artist. So this is made by Cyprian. And then we have the previous artwork that I liked from the store, Maya. You see, and now it's very simple to blend the artworks of other artists with the artworks uploaded by me to curate a complex exhibition. So, yeah.
By the way, good way of describing it, Andre. I was wondering how you're going to describe it, but that was absolutely perfect. So, in the interest of a little bit of time, just to give a kind of a recap before we go on a little bit further, the proposal that we are giving is the idea of you having your own personal space. Our marketplace is even more efficient if you, as an artist, are able to really create something where you invite people to, where it shows your brand, or it shows the history of your art, or it shows the history of the collection, or why you painted this, and it shows it as a portfolio, not just different pictures on a website that you can click on, and the next, but to show the sort of the, in Germany say the Gesamt, the full nature of your collection. Whether it's for sale in your gallery or not, that's up to you. I think that was a question as well. But it's more about showing the history and the idea of what you are creating. As we're doing this, as we're building this, we also allow your brand to not just be represented on ANASAEA. Of course, ANASAEA is something that's important to us, but in the end, we don't want to take your brand. We want your brand to be promoted. This is, for example, a Gemini gallery where actually Andre used to work.
Yes.
They support a lot of Polish artists and also international artists living and there in Eindhoven in Netherlands. Maybe Andre, you can explain.
Yes, exactly. So basically, what I'm showing you now is the gallery of Gemini Gallery created with ANASAEA and published on the website of Gemini. So in this way, the website visitors of Gemini are not anymore anonymous. They can be gallery visitors, and you can curate your exhibitions. You can host multiple exhibitions. For example, below there is one created for Cyprian. But conceptually, with ANASAEA, you don't anymore have to have a temporary exhibition. It can last as long as you want. It can be re-accessed. It can be a space where you can meet with people simply by sharing a link.
But the point is if you have your own website, definitely you can also embed the ANASAEA gallery within your website. So your capability to show will be number one on your website. Number two, you can link it on Instagram. Number three, you can be on ANASAEA. It allows you for additional maximal exposure, but always building the same thing. So you don't have to go over and over again to rebuild something. For us, as we did this project, we understood that artists have to deal with a lot of different sign-ins. And we're trying to eliminate the amount of sign-ins and the amount of things you have to manage so that it's easier for you to focus on your art and less so on the technology. In the end, what we've built is a infrastructure for artists that focuses on the art, which is why we've created into 3D spaces, that allows you to honestly have your own space, but not have to invest a lot of time into it outside of being there. Of course, you should be there if you want to be there. If you don't want to be there, it's up to you. Maybe your gallery wants to be there for you. But it's the ability to also to meet there and to hang out and to allow other people to go there by themselves, because in the end they can also meet there. A collector and her husband can go meet there and discuss your art, even if they're on different sides of the continent, if they're making that decision. So really the opportunities become endless.
And another nice thing that we did, you only have to update something once, and it gets updated everywhere. So for example, if this artwork is not for sale anymore, or if I want to delete it from the website as an example, when I go to the exhibition, it will also be deleted. Now you see it, you still see it because we are in the picture mode. But when I enter the gallery, the image will not be there. So it was there on the left wall, and now it's not anymore. It's very simple to manage your collection effortless.
So the next thing we'd like to move to is something which is called the DSL collection. Why? Number one, I would just to announce to you guys that the next webinar is going to be with Sylvain Levy, one of the founders and owners of the DSL collection. It's actually a family collection. It's Sylvain and Dominique Levy. They founded it in 2005. There's artists from Ai Weiwei to Jia Ali, a Gagosian sign artist. They actually have a private museum. It's 350 pieces of art from 200 contemporary Chinese artists. And we've worked with him very extensively in building this up because he's a quite famous collector. And he will come on this next webinar to discuss how he sees these immersive spaces and how you as an artist can differentiate yourself when it comes to major collectors. For him, and some of the questions that have been raised actually already in this group, I think from Eva and also from Craig, it's about music, definitely. So in this particular space, there is music and there's also video, and there is going to be the ability to upload video in the future. And there's sound settings. There's going to be, you need to fix your settings out there on your computer, by the way. There's the ability for video upload, which would be something standard. There's going to be also the ability to upload using the phone. So that's something that we're going to be increasing. But the DSL collection, which Andre is going to show us again, I hope,
Yes.
is something that we've built as kind of a flagship for us together with Sylvain and Dominique. And this also has a lot of different elements that artists are asking for. It has the elements of 3D sculptures. So that, for example, is called Angel. It's a very famous sculpture. This is something that we've made for Sylvain. It has elements of music. It has elements of a museum which is open, which also has opening hours. That statue itself that Andre is going to is 6 meters tall by 4 meters by 3. As you can see behind it, there's a video going on. So there is a huge amount of interesting things that we're going to be launching. And because DSL is a flagship for us and somebody that has been collecting for a very, very long time. I'm not going to say how long. He's been helping us to develop this because there is really a way to distinguish yourself as an artist. This is Jia Ali. It's a 15 by 6 meter painting in itself. It took over 10 years to paint, and normally this cannot be exhibited because it's so big. And if it is exhibited, it is very limited where it can be exhibited. It cannot be exhibited in most physical spaces. It's hard to transport, obviously, and many pieces are hard to transport, which is why now it's globally accessible, which is something exciting for us. So, and yeah, there's one more thing, I guess, that Andre will show because he's happy. There's a little button because we are a little metaverse in the way. And that painting that you saw is also available in its own space, and we built our own space, a dystopian space for the artist for Jia Ali, because it is a sort of a history of the 20 years of the evolution of the sort of Chinese Communist government. I don't think that painting is ever going to be able to be shown in China ever again. But we built that space, and maybe Andre, you can turn around and show the space.
Yes.
Specifically for the artist and for the
something I would like to add is that I really advise you to come inside this space and look at this artwork. I'm not really sure about the streaming quality, but for me, it's very, very clear. It's impressively clear. And as Marek said, this space was custom built to match with the artwork. And it also has a video. We are able
so
to
the
do
video
a lot
is
of
the
things.
making of the art piece. To the point of Craig, YouTube is coming at the end of this month. That is something that will be implemented. And for printing, we actually are in discussion with Gelato, who some of you may know. We don't want to be involved in the printing ourselves, but we want to have a partner because in the end, we are doing a lot of integrations. Our integrations with Instagram, our integrations with Facebook, our integrations with MailChimp, our integrations with the tracking of inventory, our integrations with Stripe as a payment option allow you to have your own store. So these integrations are fundamental so that you don't have to run around and talk to these many vendors. We're trying to make it as easy as possible. With that, I guess you can ask any questions you have now. Now's a good time for questions and answers. I think we've had a good capability of answering some of them. Andre, maybe you can go back to the main website. Well, perfect, you just did. But we'll invite you to the next discussion, which is going to be with Sylvain about a collector's view and how he sees it. But from our perspective, it's just about the time people spend in your space, how you present that space, how you differentiate yourself, and also invite your community and allow them to share how you share your actual spaces, and really give people the time of day. Even if you have 1 hour every week, let people know you're going to be in your space for that 1 hour, because people do like to speak to you. It's your art.
Yes.
They want to know if there's going to be hanging in their wall, on their wall. They want to know that they've maybe met the artist or have an idea why they painted it. It creates that community, which we think is very important. Heidi, Andre, anything else from your sides or any questions?
No, I'm curious.
Marek also is very able to explain it very good. But yes, use the interactivity of your space. It's just totally different than bringing somebody just on your 2D website, then having a space that you can use and enter and sending it out and bring people and talk to them. It's just another experience, another level of communication.
And as you saw, it took a couple of minutes to upload the artwork and create the gallery. It's really effortless.
Then
Question there.
there's one question from Scott.
Scott.
Sorry. Yes? No? We don't know how to turn. I don't know how to turn on the actual sound. So this is the only thing. We are not experts. We're experts at building 3D websites. We're not experts actually in Teams. We actually try to replace Teams, to be quite fair, so you can meet at your own galleries. You have our emails there. Please do send it to us. We just actually also partnered with Yale, by the way, in the United States. This is one space that we built for Sakarya University, which is the Turkish university. This space does not exist. The other space where Andre was in does exist. Diego, yes, if you please send us an email, then I can give you a quick call. Just send me an email of your name and I'll give you a quick call. In fact, if anybody has a question, please send an email. I'll give you a quick call. Otherwise, I really appreciate that so many of you actually stayed. That's really cool. Thank you very much. I was dreading that you would all hang up. Andre, fantastic job. You've done well as usual. And yeah, have a wonderful morning or afternoon, depending on where you are.
Thank you.
Thank you for
See
joining,
you
guys, and I hope we see you next time.
next webinar. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
See you guys.
Thank you
Bye-bye.
for all your feedback. That makes us happy. Bye.
Hert, do you have a question?